What's up, Future Millionaires? Today in this video, I'm going to help you fix all of your Facebook ads within this one video and show you how to create Facebook ads that actually work, because we all know there's nothing worse than spending tons of time and tons of money on something that doesn't even work. And I actually made a video similar to this in the past, and you guys loved it so much that I decided to make a new one that's twice as valuable and twice as good. Let's jump right into it. And the reason I'm making this video is because I know a lot of you guys out there have watched hours of YouTube videos only to get zero results. I've straight up done this in the past, and I've even thought my ad was amazing and then it got zero results. So if either of those have happened to you, this is gonna help you fix that. And I've already spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on Facebook ads and thousands of hours in the Facebook ads manager. And I just wanna let you guys know before I jump into it, it's not your fault if your ads are not working. You probably just learned from someone who didn't know what the heck they were doing or were using methods that worked years ago. This is gonna be fresh stuff, and I think you guys are really gonna love this. And I truly believe this video is gonna save you at least 20 hours of trying to figure this out on your own. So here's what we're gonna cover in this video. First off, by the end of this video, I'm positive you will know the exact reasons why your ad is not performing the way you want. And I'm gonna cover how to create Facebook ads that work for local businesses, e-commerce, and info products. And we're also gonna cover the most common reasons why your Facebook ad isn't working, and then how to diagnose and fix any issue that's causing your ad not to perform. And we're also gonna show you some real life examples of bad ads and how they could be fixed, 2 of my successful Facebook ads to compare, how to write and produce ads that will bring your customers to their knees begging for their business. And if you stay until the end, I'll have a special bonus content for you at the end on how to create amazing Facebook ads. So let's get started with this. And I just wanna jump into the potential goals that you guys will have with your advertising, because we need to make everything super clear for you to get these ads working. So there's only 3 potential goals you could have with creating your Facebook ads. The first one is generating leads for local businesses that are gonna turn into customers. The second one is to generate sales for your e-commerce store. And the third one is to generate leads for training for an info product to then upsell them. So here's what we do pretty much simplified. And this is super important because we need to figure out where the problem in your ad is. There's 3 simple steps with most of you guys' ads. And there's the Facebook ad that people are gonna see on Facebook. Then from there, we're gonna collect their information somehow, whether that be a lead form or a landing page, whatever. And then from there, there's either gonna be a phone call or some kind of sale where they actually buy your product. And so if we kind of go into that even more, in the Facebook ad, we offer something of value for free or a reduced price, like a free session, a free consult, crazy discount, or a free resource. In the lead form, that's where, or landing page, whatever, we capture their name, email, phone number, whatever kind of information we need. And then on the thank you page, we give them directions on what to do next or instead to take action now, depending on what kind of industry you're in. And with that said, that means only 3 things can be wrong: your Facebook ad, your landing page or your lead form, or the sale. So we need to figure out what part of your funnel is broken. And the first part is your Facebook ad. And the way to tell that if that's broken is if you have a high cost per click. And that's if your cost per click is more than $1 to $3. Now keep in mind, this is your cost per link click. Don't be looking at your cost per click all, because that is just anybody clicking anything in your ad. You wanna look at the cost per link click for this one. So anything that's over $3, it's definitely way too high of a cost per click. And that's where you know your Facebook ad is probably the problem. Now the second part of your funnel that could be broken is your landing page. And you can tell this if you have a good cost per click, but you have a high cost per lead, maybe more than $5 to $25 plus. That means people are getting to your landing page, but they're not converting at a good rate. And I say $25 plus because some industries, it may actually be good to pay something like $50 per lead. It completely depends on your industry, and it's a pretty big range. So you kind of have to work out these numbers yourself based on your sale conversion rates and what your profitability is. But it's usually gonna be somewhere within that $5 to $25 range. So some of you guys may even be in that range, and you might be just overestimating yourself or overjudging yourself when your ad is working. And so the last part is the sale. And you can tell if your sales process is broken if you have a high cost per customer acquisition and you're getting leads but few sales. So if you're getting less than a 5 to 30% conversion rate, so you're getting somewhere like a 1 to 4% conversion rate, then you might start having a problem. Now at the same time, if you have something like an e-commerce store, 1% conversion rate may be good. Once again, these numbers completely depend on your specific business. So make sure you work out the numbers on how much you need to spend per customer to get a sale and make profitability, and kind of work out these numbers yourself. And then you can figure out and diagnose which part of your funnel is broken. So now I'm gonna show you how to fix each part of these funnels. And I'll be honest with you guys, most commonly, the one that's broken is the Facebook ad. And so here are the main reasons why your Facebook ad sucks and how you can fix them. The first thing is a bad offer, and that means pretty much from the customer's perspective, there's not enough pain or reward to take action, because you guys got to keep in mind that for somebody to see your Facebook ad, to stop and look at your Facebook ad, to read your Facebook ad, and then take action on it and fill out their information or whatever they need to do, that's a lot of steps involved. And your offer, whatever you're saying in your ad, has to be good enough to actually get someone to do all of that work. And a lot of times that's the most common reason that your guys' Facebook ads are not working, is your offer just straight up isn't good enough. So you want to ask yourself, if I was a person in this industry, would I actually be willing to go through all of that work to take this offer? So ask yourself that question when thinking about if your ad is actually working good. And the second reason is nobody cares, because people are just scrolling right past your ad because your ad just straight up looks like an ad. Why should somebody care about reading your ad? That's something that's very key to think about. So that comes along with the creative, the headline, and everything like that. Why should somebody care about your ad? What value are they going to get out of your ad? Because if you don't get their attention the first second they see your ad, you're done for, because this is not like a TV ad where they're forced to watch your ad. This is on Facebook. When they have the option to scroll anywhere they want, they have no obligation to stop and look at your ad. And now the third reason your Facebook ad sucks is because you have a stock or generic looking creative. And because this just straight up screams ad. People have become accustomed to seeing ads on Facebook. So if your ad looks like an ad, people are just gonna go right past it without even thinking about it. So avoid stock photos and generic looking photos at all costs. You want your Facebook ads to almost look just like a normal Facebook post, because then people are a lot more likely to pay attention to it. So it's really good to have faces in your ads and things that look very original and unique and actually stand out to people, not just like in a generic stock looking photo you got off Google. It's not going to perform very well, I can tell you guys that. And now the fourth one is bad copywriting. And there's a couple of things related to bad copywriting, and one could be your ad is too confusing. And I want you guys to know a fifth grader should be able to understand your ad. If you don't think a fifth grader can understand your ad, you're not explaining it simple enough, because if your ad is not simple to understand, people are not going to waste the time. They're just going to go on to the next ad. They have a short attention span. They're going to go on to the next post. If they don't understand your ad, they're done. And they don't understand your ad, they're not even going to opt into it. So you can even ask somebody else, ask them, is this very easy to understand? Somebody that's in your family, your friend, whatever. And now the second one is not concise. And this kind of comes back to making it confusing, because if your ad is repeating the same thing over and over again in just different ways, you're not bringing anything new with your ad copy, and people are going to get bored and they're going to click away. So you only want to say things one time, and you want to keep things concise as possible and short as possible. That doesn't mean your ad has to be short. Guys, you can have really long ad copy that performs amazing, but you shouldn't be repeating the same points over and over again, because that's just straight up boring and you're going to lose people's interest. Short ad copy is good, long ad copy is good. But there should never be stuff where you're saying the same things over and over again. That's boring people. Now, another thing with bad copywriting is just bad grammar. And I can't really teach you guys that one. You have to figure that out on your own. You need to take some English classes or get the Google Chrome extension Grammarly and get the paid version of that. That can help you with your grammar. But you can even have somebody that's good at grammar look and read over your ads. This is really important here, because if your ad has bad grammar, they're instantly going to trust you a lot less and be less likely to keep reading your ad. Now, another one is no call to action. I see this very often, and you actually see in one of the bad ads I show you, they don't even really have a call to action. So you need to have a very clear call to action that tells the customer exactly what they need to do, because if you don't tell them what they need to do, then they're not going to do anything. And then the last one is not easy to read. I've seen people write their ads in like a long block paragraph. That's just straight up not easy to read. Nobody wants to see a long block paragraph that just looks really hard to read, and there's not very good grammar and things like that. It's just going to be a rough time. So you want to make your ads look very easy to read and also actually be very easy to read. They should flow very nicely, not start and stop. And that's how you can actually create Facebook ads that work super amazing. So here is the number one way to fix your ad overall. You want to look at your ad from your customer's perspective. As somebody that's actually scrolling down Facebook, they see your ad completely out of the blue. What's going to make them stop, look at it, read it, take action on it, and then fill out their information and do all of that work? So once again, put yourself in the customer's shoes. Is your ad good enough Ask yourself, is your ad good enough for somebody to actually do all these things? Ask yourself personally, if you saw this ad on your Facebook, would you take action on this? So you need to be good at putting yourself in your customer's perspective, because I know a lot of us Facebook marketers, we get stuck in this, oh, what's the conversion rate and all of this stuff, but we forget to take the customer's perspective into account. And so here are the other reasons why your Facebook ad may not be working besides those main 4 ones. One is that you have no clearly defined advertising strategy and goal. So luckily in this video, we already defined the 3 different advertising strategies or goals that we're going to have. And believe it or not, I see this all the time. People don't even know what they're trying to do with their Facebook ads. They haven't defined a process that the customer will go through. And the easiest way to define this is think about, if you're like they're a local business or whatever kind of business, you want to think about what's the simplest way that we can take them from somebody that's seeing your ad on your Facebook to becoming a new customer. And most of the time, if it's like a local business, for example, you can ask them, well, how do you guys normally get customers? Or how do you normally get customers? And they will tell you the process that they normally go through, and then you make that process the same exact way to actually get them signed on as a new customer for their business. So let's say it's a gym, for example. In the normal way they get customers, they first sign up for the 7-day pass, and then they start a membership. So all we do in the ad is we offer the 7-day pass, they sign up for the 7-day pass, and then at the end of the 7 days, they get automatically charged on their credit card, and they become a new member. So we have to have a very clearly defined advertising strategy and goal and journey that the customer is going to go through. And you guys would be absolutely amazed. So few people actually have this. So you need to define the step-by-step process that your customer is going to go through. Now, the second one is too specific targeting, or an audience that doesn't match who your ad is meant to target. For as far as too specific targeting, this is a really common mistake. People think Facebook ads are like so powerful with their targeting features, and they are. But a lot of people use them not the right way. You don't want to create a laser targeted audience of like a couple thousand people. That's not the way to work with Facebook's algorithm. You want to give Facebook a good variation of people to choose from, because trust me, Facebook's algorithm is smarter than you. So it's actually, believe it or not, it's better to a lot of times keep your audience targeting a little bit broad. As long as you're kind of in that green range within that Facebook recommends, you're good. If you're doing local business, I would recommend at least 50,000 people if you can. That'd be kind of like my minimum that I would recommend, because if you don't give Facebook enough of an audience to work with, you're not going to be able to take advantage of its algorithm's capabilities, because its algorithm is going to be even better than its targeting options. And if you give it an audience of 1 million, it's not actually going to send your ad out to 1 million people. It's going to take its previous data, and it's really only going to show your ads probably a couple 10,000 people within that 1 million audience. And that's already a very small portion. So if you're starting with 3,000, then it's going to only be able to target like 50 people out of that 3,000, because you've just limited your audience so much, and you don't want to do that. Facebook algorithm is so smart that you want to take advantage of it and kind of give it a wider audience to work with a lot of times. Now, that doesn't mean give it all the people in the whole United States. That just means you just want to narrow it down to a specific interest or a couple of different interests that you feel your customer base is in. And another mistake that I see a lot of times is that your audience just straight up doesn't match who your ideal customer is. And I actually had a student recently that was trying to do an ad for boudoir photography, which is people that are normally getting weddings, and they had just a bunch of random interests in there that had nothing to do with engagement or wedding or photography or anything like that. So you need to make sure that your audience actually matches what you're targeting within Facebook, and that's very important. And just as an example, let's say you're trying to target chiropractors on Facebook. If you put the interest chiropractor in there, you're actually going to be targeting people that are interested in chiropractors. So that some of them people may be a chiropractor, but you're also going to get a lot of people in that audience that are interested in going to a chiropractor. So you have to think about your interests in that way, and think about, is my audience actually is a majority of this audience the target customers that I'm looking for? That's a good question to ask yourself when you're doing your targeting. And so the third reason your Facebook ad may not be working is the straight up wrong campaign objective. I see this one super commonly. Honestly, you guys, the only 2 campaign objectives you should be using 95% of the time is the conversion objective and the lead generation objective. And for most of you guys, it's going to be the conversion objective. For lead generation, that might be for mostly local businesses. But if you're using like traffic, please stop. People recommended that years ago, but guys, Facebook is so much smarter than that. And if you want people that actually convert into sales, please stop using traffic and use conversion ads. Set up your pixel. I'm not going to show you how to set up your pixel in this video. You guys can easily look up a 5-minute tutorial on how to do that. It's super easy. You need to be using conversion objective. Don't stop using the engagement stuff and the reach objectives and all these random things. Please, for God's sake, just start using the conversion objective, because if you're telling it Facebook to go for traffic or go for engagement, if Facebook is giving you those things, they're not giving you actual sales, which is actually what you want. So please set your campaign objective. Take the time to set it up the right way. I've seen this mistake too many times. And another one is improper campaign structure. This is if you're giving Facebook like one audience and one ad to test from, and you're not giving it any variation. Facebook, like, you guys are setting yourself up to fail if you're only giving it one targeting option and one Facebook ad, because if that doesn't work, you're pretty much done. So I would recommend giving it at least 3 targeting options and 3 different ad variations or completely different ads, so that Facebook, you guys have a lot more chances of success if you have multiple different ads and audiences, rather than just hoping that one specific thing is going to work. And another thing with that too is you also want to make sure you name your campaigns, ads, and ad sets properly, so that everything is super organized, and that you don't have to click into every single ad to see the results. Because if you're having to do that, you're not working very effectively, and you're not going to be able to actually see which different audiences are working best and which different ads are working best. So make sure in your name you include what kind of audience you're targeting and what kind of ad angle you're using there. And now the 5th reason is that you just have straight up disapproved or sketchy ads and doesn't follow Facebook's policies. With that one, you are just completely ruining your trust with Facebook. And if your ad is getting disapproved or it's not following their policies, or it says too much text in it, you're not going to get very good reach, and you're not going to even reach very many people for your money. So you need to make sure that there's no errors on your ad, because that will cause your reach to just completely not work. And this is a huge reason I've seen a lot of people's ads not work. So make sure you're following all their policies. Search Facebook ad policies and read over all of those to make sure you're following all of those policies. Now here's a real life Facebook ad that I just saw yesterday, and this popped up on my Facebook, and this is actually a service that I used recently. So I have a really good perspective on this and know exactly how their service works and everything. And this is for personal chefs. And you can see here the ad copy says, eat well with customized meal prep, all meals prepped according to your specific needs and preferences, special diets welcome. You can see a lot of these problems I already talked about. One, this kind of instantly looks like an ad because of the photo. Now, if this had like a better close-up of food looking really good and with like a person's face in it, I do like that it is a custom photo and not a stock photo, so that is a plus. So the photo is not terrible. I wouldn't say it's great though either, because it doesn't really get your attention and you instantly know that it's probably an ad. You guys don't want your ads to look like ads. I can't tell you how much of a huge thing that is, because you want to make your ads kind of look like normal Facebook posts almost. And you can see the headline is custom meal prep. It's kind of boring. Like, I've seen dozens of ads for custom meal prep. What makes this difference? And then once again, there's no call to action. It doesn't tell people what to do. And then on the landing page, there's not really any offer here. It just says customized meal prep. There's no offer. There's no like get $100 off your first order, or even you don't even have to give money off per se. You could, but there has to be some kind of offer. There has to be get maybe like a free nutrition strategy session or something like that. It doesn't have to be necessarily like a discount, but there's got to be some kind of great offer that people actually care about. And with the ad copy, it's just straight up boring. And once again, it doesn't even, this is, you can see this is an ad specific to Kansas City, but it doesn't even make it clear that this ad is customized to Kansas City. So what could we maybe say instead in this ad? Well, I would say, Kansas City, how amazing would it be to come home to freshly cooked, super healthy meals, or something along those lines? Or do you find it difficult to eat healthy every day because you don't have the time to cook the food, or something like that? This is not the perfect, but you actually have to take the time to figure out what people care about and make your ads engaging in a way that people actually care about your ads, and come up with a good headline and everything like that. So you can see why this Facebook ad is clearly not working very good. And so here's another one that's kind of ironic. And I say it's ironic because this one's an ad made by a social media marketing company, and it's just straight up bad, because it's, once again, it's like a very generic looking thing. It looks exactly like an ad. If you see this on Facebook, you don't care about this, you're skipping over this. And if you're a business owner that wants Facebook ads and you say, oh, start making sales with Facebook ads, wow, that's so enticing. There's nothing really that stands out here. How do we know they're going to get good results? These business owners are seeing ads every single day of people trying to sell them Facebook ads. Why should they click on this company? It has absolutely no value in this ad. It's honestly just overall terrible, and 99% of people are just going to not even read this ad just because of the way it looks. There's no value here. Start making sales with Facebook ads. Wow, didn't know you could do that. Okay, so here's another real life Facebook ad comparison of one of my clients on the right and one of another business in the area that was kind of trying to compete with them. You can say the same offer as the free 7-day pass, and you can see the one on the left there has a send message ad. So it says, ask us about our free 7-day pass. So then they have to click send message, and then they have to, hey, I was wanting to get your 7-day pass. That's just so much more difficult for the customer, and then they're gonna have to go back and forth with the messages and all of that. It's just gonna be such a long process and not very good customer journey. And then the second thing you'll notice here is with the creative, though one on the left is kind of black and white, so it's very boring and not very colorful. It doesn't really stand out to your eye at all compared to the one on the right. It's a video ad, but even if it was an image, it'd probably work great too. You can see how the colors just pop completely way more, and you could see how this could maybe even look like a normal Facebook post or something along those lines. And then on top of that, in the first sentence of the ad, you can see it calls out the local area, and it kind of gets them a lot more excited, gives them more details about the gym and what makes them completely different. They can take the offer right away if they want to, and it actually leads to a lead form, which all they have to do is they will actually automatically have their information put in, and they'll just have to press submit, and then it will give them directions on what to do next. So there's a much more clearly defined process on how they're going to become a customer. And it also makes things much more trackable, because with the send message one, they're not going to really be able to track it unless they manually count things, which is kind of going to be really annoying. And I mean, even by the engagement, you can see the difference there. On the other one on the right, it's like 45 shares, 100 likes, and like 5 likes on the one on the left. So how to fix your landing page, lead form, and funnel. Let's jump right in. So here's why your lead form or landing page is broken. Like I said, guys, most of the time it's probably going to be your Facebook ads. That's the problem. But here are the reasons why your lead form or landing page could be broken. The first reason is it's not incongruent with your ad. It doesn't match exactly the same things that it says in your ad. So you can see the one on the right there, the lead form, it says enter info below to claim your free 7-day pass. If you were to see that ad that I just showed you, and it says that exactly, it's very clear exactly what you're getting. It matches the ad perfectly. Now the image doesn't match because it's just a different ad creative, but it should match the ad creative too there. That's kind of just built in with the Facebook, and it should even match the ad preferably and look the same offer, same wording, same everything, because then people will see, not be confused what the heck happened. And then the second thing is not a good enough offer or a reason to take action. So if your offer just straight up isn't good enough, they might have been interested in you guys a little bit, but if your offer is just not very good and there's not enough reason to take action, they're just not going to convert straight up. And you can see the third thing there, and this will actually help you with your sales, is the thank you page should give exact directions on what to do next. This will help you guys' sales, kind of leads into the next point. But you can see the one on the right there, it says your voucher's in your inbox. But usually what I say there is I say, but wait, and then it says, due to limited availability, your 7-day pass is only valid for 48 hours. Please schedule a tour or come in between these times. And then you could actually put a call now button at the bottom there, or you can say, you could say call now and you'll get an additional 7 days free, or get your first month at 50% off, or you're saying a $45 cryotherapy session, you're saying get your second cryotherapy session for also $45, or whatever. You can say kind of things like that to make your sales process easier, because if you do it like that, you'll hopefully have more people inbound calling you rather than trying to reach out to every single person. Now, of course, these same things apply to info products and e-commerce as well. So you want to, of course, keep these things in mind. The second reason for those is usually just not going to be a good enough offer or a good enough reason to take action if they get to your landing page and then they don't end up buying. And once again, this always comes back to putting yourself in the customer's perspective and figuring out why they are not converting. You can even show your landing page to other people and ask them what they think and if they would buy this product, and figure out why they would not buy this product and get customer feedback. Now the next one is how to fix a business's sales. And this one's mainly going to apply to, this will pretty much apply to everything, to be honest. You also have to apply it to your own industry. But you can know this is a problem if your leads are not turning into sales. And you want to make sure, this is for local businesses that are getting leads where they get phone numbers, you want to make sure the leads are called instantly. This is so important, and because I'll show you guys these percentages. If you call a lead instantly or contact a lead instantly, you're likely to get a 68% response rate. If you take 5 minutes, it's down to 50%. If you take 15 minutes, it's 40%. 1 hour, 32 to 40%. 1 day, 25%. So you can see the longer it takes your client or yourself to contact the leads, the less likely they're going to be able to respond. Because think about it this way. If you put your information in a lead form on Facebook and then you get a call 2 minutes later, you're very likely to realize you're getting a call because you just put your information in for this thing. And you're also going to remember things a lot more. You're going to be way more excited about it because you just got hyped up about it. Compared to a day later, you're probably not going to be as hyped up, maybe even sold yourself out of it and things like that. So it's going to help you a lot more if you actually go ahead and make sure the business is calling those leads as quickly as possible, because it really makes a big difference. And these are response rates, by the way. These aren't necessarily close rates. And you also want to implement texting with your when leads come in as well. So you also want your client to text the leads that come in, because a lot of people nowadays, and you guys know this personally, when you get a call from a random number, you're probably not going to answer a lot of the time. So it's very important that your clients also leave a voicemail and they text them, so your person can text back very easily to your client as well, because a lot of people may not answer the phone just because that they might think it's a scam number. So with texting, they can very easily reply, and you want to word your text in a way that it's very easy for somebody to reply to your text. So you shouldn't say, when would you like to come in this week? You should try to make it even simpler than that. You should try to think about, how can I make it this as simple to answer as possible? So you may even want to ask, what's the best day for you to come in this week? Or give them like 2 time options or things like that. And you also want to make sure that your leads should be called as well before they actually come in, because when they talk to a real person, they're going to be much more committed to actually closing and becoming a sale. Because if you're only texting someone back and forth and you set them up for a time through text only, then it's usually not gonna, it will, a lot of times they'll show up, but the show up rate will be less than if you actually talk to them on the phone. And with your texting, you could actually say, what's the best time of day for you to get on a 3-minute call to get you booked in for your first session, or something or get you booked in for a free 7-day pass. Whatever it is, you can make your text really simple and just get them on a call to get them explain everything. Because let's say, for example, it's a yoga studio and they've never done yoga before. They may not even know what to bring. They may be confused or nervous. And with doing a call, you can explain all of those things and answer all of their questions they could possibly have and tell them exactly what to expect. And I also recommend, if possible, give your client a sales script or a training. And you want to, like I said earlier, you want to make sure it's an easy process for the customer. They shouldn't have to give you like a long, detailed response or even think about what to respond. Because when you text someone, for example, they may be at work. So you want to make it like a one word answer for them to actually respond to your text. Because if you don't make it very easy to respond to, they're going to read the message, they might be busy with something, and then they're just going to forget about your message in the first place. And I would also recommend, if you've never done this before, follow up with some of the leads yourself, get some practice in, because then you'll understand how the leads are actually working and what gets them to respond and things like that. So if you're an agency, or even if you're the business owner yourself, I highly recommend following some of these leads yourself and learning the process and actually get good at closing them. And I also recommend implementing a Google Sheets lead tracking form. You can just make a Google Sheet with some columns. You can set up Zapier. Sorry if this is getting confusing for you guys, but if you don't understand, you can pause the video and kind of rewatch my words and search up on Google how to use Zapier, for example. But you can set up Zapier that goes from Facebook lead ad or ClickFunnels to a Google Sheet, and then it adds your new leads to the Google Sheet, and then the business or you can manually write in notes on when they were contacted, or if they booked an appointment. You can keep track of everything and see exactly what your conversion rate is and everything like that, and see what the most common problems are and sort out everything. See, the key with fixing your Facebook ads is you need to figure out exactly where the problem is. So you need to narrow it down. Where is the problem occurring? Is it occurring, with the sales part, is it occurring, are they not answering your message or picking up the phone? Or are they picking up the phone and scheduling appointments, but they're not showing up? You need to figure out which part of the process is the bottleneck happening. And then once you know where the bottleneck is happening, you can think of different strategies to fix that. So now we're on to the bonus part of this, kind of some extra content for you guys. And this part's gonna be super valuable too, so I'm super excited. How do we actually create a Facebook ads that work? So here's our marketing process that I go through to create a Facebook ad that works. One, you wanna know the ideal customer's wants, needs, and pains. And you wanna put yourself in the shoes of the customer, maybe even ask your client or ask some customers what their wants, needs, and pains are. Secondly, you're going to create an offer that appeals to that ideal customer. As far as coming up with an offer, the easiest way is think about how do you normally get customers? What's the normal process they go through? How can we take them through that same process? If you don't have like a new offer, you can just think of, there's discounts, there is a free resource, like a free training, stuff like that. There's a free consultation, but I prefer you make a better name for it. So it could be something cooler, like a free credit repair strategy session, for example. See, that's a way cooler offer, and it kind of takes them through the normal process still. Just some kind of offer. I have other videos on how to choose amazing offers too, if you want to look more into that. You can also look at what your competition is doing too, of course. Now, the third part is you want to create an ad that captures customers' attention and hits home with them. So first off, it has to get their attention. Then they have to be wanting to read it, and then it's going to hit because it's hitting home with them, and then it's going to actually get them to take action. So we kind of already talked about this in very detail, so I'm going to go to the next one, and that's creating a funnel that drives customer action, that a customer journey that they specifically go through, and it tells them step by step what exactly to do, and it's a very specific process they're going to go through to become a customer. And then finally, with the sale, the business must effectively follow up and close the lead. Now, if you're obviously in an e-commerce store, you might have like an email follow-up process or just something that allows you to close the lead, whether it be your sales page, whatever it is. And so here are the components of writing an amazing ad. And guys, on the right here, I feel like this is one of the best ads I've ever written, and I'm very proud of this ad. I think you guys get a huge amount of value out of this. So you can see there, here are the components of an amazing ad. The first thing is a target audience and a hook. Usually if it's a local ad, I always call out the city or the area. So in this one you can see, so the hook in this one is, ever wondered why some people can never work out, eat fast food, and stay slim year round, while others can eat completely clean, work out daily, and still not change? I'm sure almost everybody, unless you have that situation where you can stay slim without eating, while eating bad food, you're gonna pay attention to this ad because you wanna know why that can happen, especially if it's in your local city. And you can see the headline plays into that as well. It says the number one health problem people are facing in this area. And the second part of this ad is pain points. So you can see the pain points are other people can never work out, eat fast food, and stay slim year round. So that's the pain points to this person that's reading the ad. Now we kind of explain why this is going on. So we say most people don't know the differences in metabolism, which is highly different by hormone. Testosterone, estrogen, cortisol, insulin, and hormone-sensitive lipase are just a few that take a large part in this. As a fitness studio here in blank, that's why we partner with this person to help people understand the importance of maintaining optimal hormone levels. So I'm just kind of explaining there, it's kind of telling the story a little bit, and then we give them the solution to their problem. So we said, ever wondered why some people can do this? Well, the reason other people can do this is because they have these hormone balances and they have a different metabolism than you. And then we tell them how they can potentially help fix and improve their metabolism. And then from there, we give them the offer, which is learn more for a free consultation with Angela to learn more about what this company does and set up a simple hormone test. So very straightforward offer. And we tell them exactly what to do, exactly what to expect. So we first agitate, first off, we hook them in to get them to read the whole ad, and then we provide them with value and a new solution, and then we give them the offer and a call to action. And I want you guys to keep in mind, all your ads may not always have all five. You may only have a target audience and hook and an offer and a call to action. You may or may not have the pain points and solution. Depending on how, let's say your offer is like absolutely amazing, you don't even need to explain any kind of story. Let's say it's like $1,000 off this $2,000 product. So it's a very amazing offer. You may not even have to do any pain points or solution, anything like that. But these are the main components of an ad, and this is how you can write an amazing ad. So here's what you guys need to do next to actually get your ads up and working. First off, you need to figure out your offer and your angle. Secondly, you need to create your ad and your funnel based on what you've learned in this video. And then I want you to go back after you've created your ad in your funnel, go back through this video and make sure you did not make any of the mistakes. So you can skip around the video, go back to the parts where I talked about the common mistakes, make sure you did not make any of those mistakes. And then finally, finalize your ad and test it. And I recommend doing multiple ads because if you have multiple ads, you have higher chances of success. And then fifth, you should then review your results and see how you can improve your ads even more. Maybe one of the 3 ads did a lot better. So how can we make more ads similar to that third ad that performs really good? And how can we make that one even better? So you're gonna learn from your results and get even better. And finally, that's the end of this video. So I hope you guys found a lot of value in this. And if you did, I would like you to subscribe to the channel and check the links in the description for more value, or there may be other videos on the screen here that you can get a lot more value from. And really start generating an amazing profit from your Facebook ads. Once again, really hope you guys enjoy this content. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.